Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. Welcome along to this One Hub Racing in the Pinnacle Tier, and we are on the streets of Monte Carlo for round 6 of season number 14. My name is Kieran McGinley, and joining me in the commentary box for tonight is Jamie Metcalf. Jamie, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm very good, yeah, obviously. I'm sort of glad I'm not driving tonight looking at this track, but yeah, hopefully it should be a good race.
Yeah, I mean, round the streets of Monte Carlo, well, the walls are never too far away from you. And you have to say, Jamie, I mean, you've raced here before. You know what it takes to be on the edge the entire time. Did you ever make the car to the checkered flag?
Well, actually, I finished every race started here. I mean, it was more. I think, well, I said last time I raced here wasn't exactly quick, but I got to the end of finishing the points. And if any, I bet you, if you finish this race tonight, you'll be in the points.
And that's what's going to be on the drivers' minds as well. As we head towards the lobby walk, we're going to be talking to some of the drivers, and one of the key words will be, get to the checkered flag. A lot of those drivers will be saying that tonight. They know there's valuable points on the line, and I think, Jamie, there's going to be a lot less people who will, retire after losing a front wing on lap 1, for example, as we see across many other races as well.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I think damage is inevitable today, so yeah, just keep out of trouble. And you have to pit early, just take a punishment, and safety cars are very likely around here, I think, and hopefully just drivers take a bit of care. Obviously, qualifying's imperative around here because track position is absolute king, so expect everybody qualifying on them harder tyres.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the great things about this track is that this is one of the only places, Jamie, that we're actually going to see soft to mediums, or maybe even mediums to softs, because obviously the race distance at this circuit in particular is the shortest on the entire calendar. If we were racing 100%, it'd be about 260 kilometres. So take that into account, if you will, Jamie. That means the tyres get used less often, and that does mean the tyres, in theory, last more laps around this track.
Yeah, they should in theory, yeah. Obviously, if they did this race the proper distance, it would be well over an hour, this league race. So thankfully, F1 have come to their senses and shortened the race distance, as this is by far the slowest track. So yeah, that will be interesting what to do with strategy, because you can pit early, but if you pit early, you're going to hit traffic. So I think there might be some divergent strategy. I think some guys might pit early and look for a gap in the traffic, and some guys will go a long way and try and survive on bad tyres.
Absolutely, and well, let's see if we can get some of those drivers into the commentary box. We have one with us right now, Coleman, who last time out managed to finish on the podium, 3rd place last time in Spain. Coleman, thank you for joining us on the lobby walk. Obviously, you've got Monaco coming up next. The walls are never very far away. Just how confident are you going into tonight?
Oh, anything can happen at Monaco, to be honest. I was surprised I got a podium at Spain, but I think a podium here is... I've got more chance of getting a podium here than anywhere else. So all I need to do is just keep out the walls, have some good pace, and just you never know what will happen.
You never know what will happen, indeed. And I wonder just how many laps you've been turning in at the streets of Monte Carlo. I guess it's going to be quite a few. It's going to be your answer.
Yeah, too many. It's taken over my life this week. I just need to replicate that today and just not bin it,
Not bin it. That's I'm going to say, Colin, easier said than done. I'll just hand over to Jamie, who's I know he's got a question for you.
Yeah, obviously last week, well done in the result last week. That was a very strong drive. I see that obviously you and Westy that had a good result last season, had the 2nd and 3rd. The gap to the constructors has closed a bit to Williams. Do you fancy a tilt at the constructors title, or do you think maybe Williams are a bit too far ahead?
Oh, it's too early to say that, but I think Williams are very, very close to getting that constructors, to be honest. It's quite a big gap, but you never know what happens. Like I keep saying, it's still really early in the season. Anything can happen, and we'll still take it, but the top 3 is what I'm aiming for mainly.
Yeah, so you're doing quite well on that front.
I just want to slip this question into there. It's going to be one of the most precarious turn 1s on the race calendar. Just how prepared are you for it?
Oh, always prepared. Just need to not get binned into a wall. But if I can make past turn 1, it'll be a successful race, to be honest.
and then the rest of 39 laps to deal with.
Exactly.
I don't know if you've got any more questions, Jamie.
No, I'm good. So I'm good to be the rest.
I just cut across you there, but I was so eager with that question. But thank you very much for joining with us, Coleman. We'll leave you to get prepped for what should be an eventful Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah, cheers, man.
And next up on the lobby walk, making his debut here tonight, is Leroy. Leroy, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm still very excited. I mean, it's Monaco first race, not the first race to enter.
Yeah, absolutely. You're making your name here at Monaco. You're with the Haas team right now. Obviously, you'll be wanting to make a good impression. You've also got a teammate there of Skiban, I believe.
Yes, it's an all-Irish team.
It's an all-Irish team. Do you think you can help the American team get the pace up in this season?
Oh, I want to see it. I feel like I can challenge for podiums. I'm not sure for wins, but we'll have to wait and see around certain tracks.
And same question to you then from Coleman. You know, it's going to be a hectic turn one. What's your strategy going in there?
I think it's the same strategy for everyone. Don't get wing damage and don't have your room off. It's a strategy for everyone.
It's a pretty good strategy.
It's much easier said than done.
Absolutely. Jamie, take the mic away from me.
Well, hello, mate. Welcome to the league. Obviously, like we were baptism of fire this race, Monaco. But what are your aims for today? Do you just want to get some points on board, or do you think you can fight for podium? Is Monaco a good track for you? Do you think you can fight for podium here tonight?
Well, you never know around Monaco. I mean, we could see people at the back end of getting podiums. So you can't really predict who's going to finish where around here.
Well, I think that's pretty good there. You can never predict where you're going to finish. Hopefully then, Leroy will be seeing you up in the points. But good luck in your first race. As Jamie said, it's going to be a baptism of fire. So good luck, have fun, and let's hope you get some points on the board.
Thank you.
And at the moment, we don't have anyone else in the lobby. Is that right, Jamie? Yeah, it's just us at the moment. Go on, let's get some more people in here. I'm hyped for this one. A lot of people might be shying away from the mic at Monaco, but I certainly aren't. Yeah, we'll go with it.
You want to get your focus in, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, who wants to be interrupted by us, you know?
Who will get zoned in around here?
Well, what I would say is that obviously Williams leading the way, 3 wins for them, 7 podiums for their 2 drivers. They're on 150 points. I mean, they've got Ferrari and Racing Point 89 and 81 points respectively. Then it's McLaren on 71. I mean, at the moment, Jamie, Williams are running away with it. But as drivers have been saying to you, we're only a third of the way through the season, if that. It's too early to be calling it, but Williams have a strong upper hand at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing really well, and I believe we've got Clone in the lobby, so we'll have a quick chat with him. And
oh, Clone's here, is he? I didn't see that.
Oh, cool. No bother.
Oh, no.
Oh, there he is. There we go. Hello.
There you
I was going to say, you must have just snuck through the back door because I didn't see you come in. Anyway, welcome to the lobby walk, Clone. How are you tonight?
I'm alright. I was happy with last week getting some points on the board, but you know, it's a tough competition with everybody here, with a few friends of mine joining, as Tiz, Leroy and TNR Zexa, or ZE3. So it's going to be a tough race today. So yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, well, you're with Toro Rosso as well, and well, they're bottom of the table right now, only 8 points. It's been a tough start, but how do you plan to turn the tide around?
Just try not to crash and hopefully score a few points now and then. I know I'm not going to be challenging for the wins because there's a lot of quicker people than me here. But you never know, I might get a few lucky podiums if people retire in that. So maybe today I might get a lucky podium if there's a huge crash in turn 1. So
in before that one. But you've got a new teammate in Dan Lutonen who's transferred from Haas to Toro Rosso. Do you see that as a good signing? Have you had a chance to chat with them yet?
No, I didn't even know I had a new teammate. I've been a bit ill recently, so I haven't been paying attention to certain stuff. But no, it's good to see a new teammate, and so hopefully me and him can score some decent points today and try and salvage the Toro Rosso.
And the question on my lips, and will soon be on everyone else's, is, turn 1, how on earth do you approach it on lap 1? Do you go for it, or are you staying back?
It depends which side on track I am. If I'm on the left side, cautious, but if I'm on the right side, I'm just going to go for it if I can. So.
And Jamie, I'll hand over the questions to you.
Obviously, being Monaco qualifying is going to be huge. Have you been practicing more? Do you think you've been qualifying? You're going to set up more towards qualifying today than any other tracks? Because obviously you've got to really get the track position, maybe struggle a bit in the race.
It varies really. It depends what the weather is in the race. If it's wet weather for the race, I'm not going to qualify because it'd be better starting at the back and working my way through the field. But if it's dry, I'm going to go as quick as I can and see where it can lead me on the table, basically, and work a strategy from there, because I know it's going to be a one-stop anyway, so there's no point trying a two-stop strategy because I know it won't work. So
Get stuck in traffic, exactly.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Clone. We'll leave you alone now to get yourself prepped for
right.
Monaco. Good luck out there. I think drivers are going to need it.
Cheers, thank you very much.
And most recent driver now into the lobby walk, making his debut to One Hub this time around. It's Z3. Z3, how are you tonight?
Oh, horrible. Why did it have to be Monaco?
I mean, it was your choice to make the debut in Monaco. I mean, you can't hold us to account for that one.
Well, I signed up, so I committed, so guess I gotta race them.
Well, you're making your debut. Yeah, you're making your debut here today, and let's just have a look here. You're making your debut with Mercedes. Wow, that's a big team to come into. They're struggling recently. Danestar's been trying to pull them up the table, but they're in need of a bit of injection. Are you the driver that can provide that?
I gotta be honest, I've never been in a Mercedes on F1, and I never really wanted to. It's kind of ironic that I am now, but this track I'm not gonna be anywhere. I have no pace. I'm not gonna be anywhere on this track for the rest of the season. Possibly. Been on a good form recently, but yeah, it's hard to say.
You know what? I don't think those are encouraging words Toto Wolff wanted to hear the first race of his new siding. However, around the streets of Monte Carlo, it really does sum up that anything can happen here. Are you going to remain optimistic at least heading into the race?
No way.
Well, that answers that one then. Jamie, I'll hand over the mic to you.
Yeah, hello mate. Obviously, we see you're very despondent about Monaco, but if there's a tracks coming up, what tracks do you think you can maybe do best at? Is Canada a better track for you, for instance?
What, Canada?
Yeah, is it better? Do you think Canada's one of your better tracks, or is there a track coming up you're more looking forward to?
It's not really one of my better tracks either, so...
I'll be waiting after the season break, I guess.
It's better than Monaco. It's better than Monaco, but not one of my better tracks, no.
No.
Toto Wolff, if you're listening, just walk out of the room for a second, because I don't think Z3 is doing much to encourage you. But anyway, thanks to Z3 for talking to us. Good luck in the race. We'll leave you alone now to get yourself prepared for what would be 39 laps around Monte Carlo.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Yeah, a lot of the drivers not very confident heading into tonight's race. But as Clone said, if he's on the outside starting in qualifying, he's going to be cautious into turn 1. If he's on the inside, he's going to go for it. So I reckon turn 1 could be quite interesting on the very first lap here.
Obviously, it's a very extremely sharp run to turn 1, and really it's one of the few overtaking opportunities in track turn 1, but maybe along with the hairpin, but maybe the chicane after the tunnel. But yeah, I do think turn 1 is going to be. I think there will be a few keen drivers. If they qualify badly and you want to make some ground, turn 1's a good place. But if you're a bit too aggressive, you see that front wing fly off.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to be seeing many front wings being repaired. It is Monaco after all, and I heard. I heard that sometimes in a Monaco race you can have enough carbon fibre lying on the track to make a completely new Formula 1 car just from the front wing debris. So let's see how that goes. obviously, as Jamie was saying before the stream, can you imagine if it rains? Well, I'm not scripting anything. We're not sure what the weather's going to be like when we head in. We're hoping for the weather people in the chat to let us know what's going on. But yeah, if you're looking forward to this one, let us know in the chat who is your driver you're backing for tonight, who are the flags flying for, and who will win on the streets of Monte Carlo. Jamie, I have to say, it is one of the 3 events on the Triple Crown, and it must be such an honour to win here. I mean, neither of us have got close, I'm guessing, but winning here must give you a huge boost for the rest of the season.
Oh, it definitely will. Obviously, this is the toughest test of the calendar, and winning here, it will stamp a 40 grand of the season. This track, obviously, with this track characteristics, you see the pecking order shaking up a little bit here, as this track is very different to the tracks we've raced that already this season.
Yeah, and as the track is so narrow and the current cars have just got wider and wider over the last 10 years, overtaking opportunities, if they weren't slim to none before, they definitely are now.
No, obviously saw with Charles Leclerc in the real life race, he was trying to overtake, but I think he got past one car and he found the barrier. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult. It is possible, but to overtake here, you've got to have a very winning driver who's been overtaken.
Absolutely, and let us know in the chat, who are you supporting tonight? Who are you backing for pole position? And who are you backing to win on the streets of Monte Carlo? Let us know in the chat. Jamie and I will try and interact with the chat as much as we can. But I've got to say, Jamie, this is one of those tracks where we are solely focused on the track. It's one of the slowest pit lanes on the calendar, 37 miles per hour, if you're using those lovely terms. And 17 drivers here for Monaco, Jamie. Obviously, Monaco is a track that can deter some drivers from turning up at all, but it's a decent turn up for tonight.
Yeah, considering we've only got 19 drivers, we'll be getting the 20th driver for next week, so this is our best turn up season. So it's really good. It's showing that our new drivers, we've turfed a lot of drivers out this season. Hopefully these drivers are here to stay this season.
Absolutely, as we now see cars leaving the pit lane as both Ferraris decide to leave together, as both the Racing Points do as well. So lots of these drivers are just looking to get out onto the track as quickly as they possibly can. The first car though out on track is Jonas Ulbricht, who now makes his way up the hill and in towards turn 3 into Massenet and then in towards the Casino Square. If nothing else, Jamie, this is the most glamorous track on the calendar.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Obviously, you got the casino, you got the hotels, the harbour beside all the boats, yachts. Yeah, it is just that beautiful track. I mean, it's a beautiful track, and obviously, if you live in here, you've got to be a multi-millionaire. And so, yeah, these drivers doing the privileged land tonight.
Absolutely. As we now head down the Nouvelle Chicane, riding on board with Ulbricht. He's on the medium tyres, and again, Jamie, I'm expecting most of the field, if not all, to be heading out and doing their final run of qualifying on the soft tyres.
Yeah, that's what he'd do, because traps is the king around here, and obviously it's an easy one stop on the 2 softest tyres, so there's no reason for drivers to qualify on mediums.
Let's ride on board then with Ulbricht as we head for a lap of Monte Carlo, as we head now down towards turn 1. This is Sandevot now braking hard, using that curve on the inside, very close to the wall then, as we head up Beau Rivage, as we now head towards Massenet. The flying left-hander here, it sort of narrows as you go through the corner, then in towards Casino Square. Avoiding the bump on this left-hand side here that can really affect the aerodynamics into Mirabeau here, and then on towards the hairpin, the Grand Hotel hairpin, formerly known as the Lowe's hairpin, but now the Grand Hotel hairpin, as we head now towards the right-hander of Portier, just before the tunnel. It gets a little bit close to the wall there, but now we're going through the tunnel. And of course, if it rains here, this is probably the driest part of the track then. Readjusting your vision then as you head now down towards the Nouvelle Chicane. And watch out for that orange wall on the left-hand side on the entry into the Nouvelle Chicane. It will catch a lot of drivers out. In towards Tabac then. Left-hander, very precarious corner. Commit too much and you're into the wall. In towards the swimming pool section, the curves are a lot flatter nowadays and you can really attack that curve. Into Raskas then, turning the wheel as hard as you can, then in towards Anthony Nogues and the final corner, onto the DRS straight then, and towards the start finish line. And the first lap of the qualifying session is a 1:12.4. And Jamie, I'm expecting for these Pinnacle Tier drivers to at least get into the 1:08s, maybe even the 1:07s.
Yeah, I believe that's the case, as I've even the lower two tiers had the pole lap in the 9, so yeah, I do expect these guys getting to the mates, and obviously there's a legend there, it's the quickest guy in the medium, so if I just these guys going on mediums, obviously you do get enough sets of softs to qualify in the softs, but I wonder why these guys, maybe these guys means want a bit of confidence. Leon is the first guy in the soft tyre, 109.5.
Yep, 109.5 then from the Williams. He looks to pretty much pick up where he left off. Obviously he didn't attend last week. He's now back for Monte Carlo and looking to add another win on the board as he heads now down towards the right-hander. And Legend is in second now. Leroy on his debut in third place. Asahina in fourth with Clone in fifth. Albrecht in sixth. Z3 then has parked it at the Nouvelle Chicane, and this is also the other problem with Monaco and qualifying. The track is so short, it's so narrow. Oh, Z3 clatters the wall then on the outside of Tabac, and yeah, no left-hand side of that front wing, and yet he just has to dive out of the way off the track. That's really the only way you can deal with faster cars behind you.
Yeah, but you've got to be very careful to do that, because if you stop too long, you'll get a disqualification. So yeah, you've got to watch out there. But yeah, I think C3 already had a bit of wind damage before then, and he's just aborted the lap and coming to the pit. He's still got enough time though to come back out again.
Absolutely, as we now head on board with Stephen in towards Tabac and then in towards the swimming pool section. Now into 15 and 16, and then on towards Raskas then, the penultimate corner. Very tight on the inside of Raskas, and then in towards Anthony Nose and towards the start finish line. Flavel goes second with a 109.6. Where will Skeven find himself in the Haas? Fifth place then, so it's a Haas 4 and 5, and what has been a shaky start for the Haas team, they look to be in good shape right now.
Yeah, they've got a brand new lineup for tonight, obviously, and I think that's helping them. Obviously, Dan switched and Stevens replaced a no-show, so yeah, they've got a good pair and they're looking to move up in the standings as Flavel. Yeah, he's not far from Leon either, so Flavel, maybe, we know he's the wheel user, so maybe he can show good form tonight.
Here's Coleman then through Anthony Nose and towards that start finish line. Where will he put himself on the table then? And it is sixth place for the Ferrari driver as he heads now down towards Sandoval and looking like, I thought he was going to go for another run, but not quite. R online then hasn't set a lap time so far as he now heads down the hill then and towards the right-hander of Mirabeau then. There's two Mirabeau corners as you have happened to find it. There's the right-hander there. You've got then the Grand Hotel hairpin, then in towards another Mirabeau as then you head towards Portier. Leon then goes even quicker, 109.3 from the Williams driver. Top of the standings, Jamie. 90 points scored out of a possible 125. He's in great form.
Yeah, exactly. That's really 100 because he didn't race last week. So yeah, it's good to stamp his authority. Obviously, he's recovered well from his operation last week. It's good to see him back, and he missed last week's race, but his rivals didn't really take advantage. Obviously, Ultravel DNF'd and Praga had a bit of a messy race. So yeah, he smiled a bit on his hospital bed last week.
Absolutely. Maybe he was watching us as well, watching how his competitors got on, and will be pretty pleased with how the events went down last time out. Well, last time out, there is last time's race winner Legend, third to first. It also got him the Driver of the Day award as he now heads his way through to back. And this is a driver in great form at the moment, 110.3 on the medium tyres. Watch out for him on his soft run as he makes his way now in towards the swimming pool section and on towards a flying lap. There you can see Praga there. And now coming into the pit lane now, that's now opting to stay out, and of course this is a problem with Monaco. Luckily then Legend wasn't on a flying lap, otherwise that would have been pretty much a slap on the wrist for the Williams driver of Praga there. But they're both now on a flying lap up the hill through Beau Rivage. Then they've got Massenet and Casino to deal with at the left, then the right-hander. Such a quick corner as well. You're still carrying more than 100 miles an hour through that chicane there as we head now down towards Mirabeau, riding aboard then with Legend. He's 3/10 up through sector 1. That will get him a net 109.9, which should put him up into third place. That's just through sector 1 though. He is quite close to Praga ahead of him. There's Skeven getting well out of the way then just before Portier, And look at that then, the car pretty much planted on the exit of Portier now, through the right-hander, through the tunnel section, and then coming down towards Nouvelle Chicane. Your eyes have to adjust as you emerge from the tunnel in towards that Nouvelle Chicane, then nice and tidy through that chicane, now in towards Tobacco as we head towards the end of Sector 2. Then Praga gets it all wrong then, and then has to jump out of the way. That might have put Legend off a little bit as he tapped the wall. However, he's making his way now towards Raskas, diving it in and chucking it into the right-hander. Then it's through Anthony Nose and on towards the start finish. You can already see a little bit of debris on the left-hand side there as Legend makes his way towards the line. It's a 109.5. That puts him onto the front row of the grid.
Yeah, good lap there. I think maybe he got a bit unsighted by, I mean, we can't complain about Prague, he did get out of the way, but he did get a bit unsighted there. He did not catch through the section. That's one of the scary sections to catch a car. But yeah, good lap there, good banker. I feel like he can go quicker on the bank.
109.3 from Leon is our current provisional pole position time with just under 9 minutes to go. It is Legend in second, Flavel in third, Albrecht in fourth, which is one of the highest positions he's been in qualifying all season long. Is this going to be a driver of the season from Albrecht? Currently fourth place, 110.1. And if we have a look at the delta,
as well.
Yeah, and if we have a look at the delta, it's around about 6/10 is the difference between the softs and the medians. So there's more time to unlock from Albrecht there.
Yeah, it's a good lap from you, have to say, and it's quite impressive. And obviously, I believe he does quite on the street circuit. It's maybe a bit of a street circuit specialist, but yeah, that he can maybe contend for the front couple of rows today on the soft tyres because they're old mediums as well, so maybe go a little bit quicker.
Absolutely, and right now he's 9th in the championship, 15 points to his name in the Alfa Romeo. Right now he's currently in 6th place as Praga, sets a fast lap time, as does Leroy. Leroy gets himself now into the 1:09s. Are online then, making his way through now what is Casino. We've got Westy, who's on an out lap, now onto a flying lap as he heads towards Sandoval. And there's that little bit of a bump just on the entry of Sandoval that can unsettle the car if you're not careful. It can really lead to understeering through turn 1, and it's very easy at that point to find the barriers there. You can just go straight on as Westy now heads his way down the hill towards Mirabeau 1, I'm going to call it, or Mirabeau 1. As we're in Monte Carlo, they do speak French. Yeah, as we head now in towards the Grand Hotel Hairpin, in towards Mirabeau 2, and then in towards Portier now before the tunnel section. Westy here. A couple of bites of the cherry then for the apex of the right-hander of Portier, but he managed to find it in the end as he now heads down towards the Nouvelle Chicane. And it's getting so close to that right-hand side guardrail there, that orange guardrail that can so easily catch out the rear tyre. Of course, the rear of the car here is much wider than the front of the car, so it's very easy. If you clear it with your front tyre only just, there's a good chance that rear tyre is probably going to collect the wall as Westy now makes his way through Anthony Nose and onto the start-finish straight then as he now goes up through the gears and on towards the start-finish line. It's second place for the Ferrari driver, a 109.366 puts him now onto the front row of the grid.
Yeah, good lap there. You have to say he was dicing it a bit with track limits. Yeah, I think he got on the right side there, but a little bit. But yeah, obviously I think if you hit going inside them yellow curbs, you get validation. But yeah, good lap there from him. And obviously Leon is about to start a flying lap, so we'll see if he can improve. I fancy he may go on the 108 here, Leon, if he gets good lap together.
He could do indeed. Well, let's see what the Williams driver is capable of then as he makes his way through Raskas, up that slight hill, in towards Anthony Nose and on towards that start for the straight, which really isn't a straight. And Jamie, what the drivers have to be aware of here is that DRS down towards turn 1. On the calendar, it's fair to say it's one of the least effective DRS zones on the calendar.
Yeah, you might as well not have it there, to be honest with you. It just doesn't. Obviously, you can't have DRS anywhere else really, because this track, there's hardly any straights around this track. And you could have it on a tunnel, but they don't have that for safety reasons. So yeah, that's on DRS straight. And the only way you can overtake there is if the guy ahead has a hell of a exit out of the final corner. That's the only way it overtakes viable.
Let's see how the championship leader handles Portier then. Of course, we've seen Ayrton Senna crash out here. The Ayrton Senna crash out at Portier, giving up a almost 50-second lead, a behemoth lead. when the McLaren team told him to slow down. He simply said that he wasn't going to, and paid the price by retiring from the Monaco Grand Prix. So angry, in fact, he went straight back to his apartment rather than going back to the garage. Leon then 2/10 up at the moment, on target then for a very, very low 1:09. Not quite into the 108s just yet. Locking up the front right slightly as we head in towards Anthony Nose and in towards the DRS straight. As we head towards the start finish line, Flavel 109.068, Leon 109.070. So Flavel then goes top of the table by 0.02 of a second right now, with just under 5 minutes to go. Legend then on a set of soft tyres. He's currently in 4th place and on a flying lap right now. We've got Albrecht as well, now onto a set of soft tyre. I'm interested to see how the Sol Alfa Romeo this time around will get on, as Skeven goes up to P5 then with a 109.7. The two Haas cars are giving each other a run for their money, not much to separate them at all then. Lutonian in his new Toro Rosso colours, now in 11th place, whilst the Haas cars are 5th and 6th right now. Meanwhile, Albrecht then heading in towards Raskas then, chucking the car in up the hill and deciding to come into the pits.
He was half a second up, so I wonder if he invalidated on that final chicane. So yeah, he's quite a bit up. That would have put him in the middle of nines, which would have put him in the front 2 rows. But so yeah, we have seen potential to have him a bit, but he's only got 1 run at it left now, and he's sort of, he don't want to start them really off mediums because he's just going to lose out at the start.
There is Skeven then currently in 5th place. Leroy currently in the pits. We've got Praga there in 8th place, looking to try and set, I think he's actually on an in-lap. Currently in 8th place for the Williams then. Struggling here would be a little bit of an understatement, whilst his teammate currently in 2nd place. We've got Clone there in 14, coming back towards the pit lane. Z3 111.7. He said he wasn't looking forward to this one. Currently 16th place in the Mercedes. Not great from him so far. We've got Unknown, who's on an outlap, currently on a medium set of tyres. So let's see what Unknown can do in this Renault. Was running really, really well in Spain before that incident. And I'm sure we'll talk about, Jamie.
Yeah, obviously it was just unlucky for him. I mean, he was a potential podium place, or maybe even the win last time out. But yeah, he shouldn't take too much heart. He should take good heart in his performance though. But the result was gutting for him. But if he can show that a bit more often, then he can definitely fight podiums.
Unknown there. Lutonian hits the wall then as he tries to get out of the way, as Unknown then heads down towards I forgot my corner names, as he heads down towards the Grand Hotel hairpin. I just gave it a comical name and I've already forgotten it, Jamie. That's not good. As we now head in towards Portier. It was Mirabeau. Oh, of course it was. Anyway, if you're joining us from the Precision Tier, welcome along to the Pinnacle Tier. Currently Flavel is on pole position with Leon in 2nd. 0.02 of a second separate them. We're riding on board with Unknown as he's looking to set his first lap time on a set of medium tyres. Heading his way now in towards the swimming pool section, and you can really, really attack those curves, getting very, very close to the wall on the right hand side, in towards Raskas here, up that hill, in towards Anthony Nose. You've really got to pick your apex point and pretty much stick to it. Monaco is all about confidence, and here comes Unknown then as he goes P9, 110.010, and the fastest so far of the medium runners.
Yeah, that's a good lap. I don't know if he's staying top 10 with that, but that's an excellent lap. As we have Praga in the chat, who's complaining about traffic, so maybe is the reason why it's such a bad lap, as he's gone off and that's qualifying over. He's frustrated, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did
traffic.
a Rosberg.
Yeah, absolute traffic at Monaco. It's one of those things. As Coleman now heading his way through the Nouvelle chicane as he heads towards Tabac, that flying left-hander. As Minty now retires from 7th place. Coleman now making his way in towards the swimming pool section, but he's got it a little bit wrong there. Skeven getting out of the way. And Coleman here is 500ths down through sector 2. Let's see if he can make up the time in the 3rd sector. Currently 8th place in the Ferrari. Let's see what he can do then. It's 110.1, 1/10 slower. Will he be able to go again as he heads now up the hill? I think he's going to go for it again. He's still in high mode. In fact, that's overtake mode on the ERS battery. Flavel then making his way in towards Mirabeau 2 and in towards now what is 48.
Sector 1.
So 0.5% up sector 1. We're coming to the end of sector 2, which will just be after the swimming pool section as he heads now down towards the Nouvelle chicane. Locking up a little bit there, but the McLaren driver is on a charge. Riding on board now as he tackles Tabac through the left-hander, and now in towards the fast left-right there of Louis Chiron, in towards the swimming pool section, and look how much speed it was carrying through there. Unknown parking it on the right-hand side just to stay out of the way. Up the rise then, in towards Anthony Nogues, and the man from Jersey, a little bit of wheel spin through the final corner. Let's see what sort of lap time he can set. It's a 108.7 from Ollie Flavel. It comes up as a 108.699 on the telemetry, and that is a great lap from the McLaren driver, from the man from Jersey. Leon has to respond though, but through sector 1 he was down positions. Westy then a 5-place grid penalty with Holbrook then.
I saw that. Westy went off, they went down the Rosberg corner and he reversed, and Jonas on his fine lap hit him. So yeah, that was Westy's fault completely, so that's a justified penalty in my view.
And Leon, who was on a flying lap, has made a huge mistake there in the swimming pool section and has lost the car completely. That is qualifying over for him then. Westy then, who was in 3rd place, will finish no higher. In fact, he will actually go down the order when it comes to it. Z3 then currently in 10th place.
Got to skip at the end.
Yeah, Z3 then, 10th place at the moment as he makes his way down towards the start finish line. Unknown in 11th, still on a flying lap here as he heads now through to back then. Albrecht will be able to finish the session then as Asahina comes back into the pits and decides, actually, no, I don't want to. And then decides, yes, I do want to. Unknown now tackling Raskas up the small rise, but then decides to come into the pit lane. And with that, Jamie, it looks like qualifying is all over, and the man from Jersey, Ollie Flavel, puts it on pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah, in the end, it's quite a dominant pull by 3 tenths. He just nailed it. I was watching his final set, that last lap, he was on the limit. And I have to say, we did say the pole maybe in the mid 108, but I did expect a few more guys to be up there with him. But Leon, he's done it. He's got the front row, which is vital. And obviously Westy, he will drop all the way down to 8th place, I believe, with his penalty. So that will mean our 2 Haas boys will be 4th and 5th on their debuts.
Absolutely, and let us know who you're backing for the race win here in Monte Carlo, and make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel as well. Make sure you follow the league on Twitter at OneHub Racing. In the meantime though, here are your qualifying results then. Flavel 108.6 puts him on pole position. It's Leon in 2nd, Westy in 3rd. He does take a 5 grid penalty which will be added to the race, but as it stands then, Legend in 4th, Skeev in 5th, Leroy 6th with Slater in 7th, Minty in 8th, Coleman in 9th, and Z3 rounds out the top 10. It's Unknown in 11th, Praga 12th, Albrecht in 13th, Athena 14th, Plutoni in 15th, R19 16th, and Clone is in P17. And what's interesting is it wasn't raining, but Clone still qualified last.
Yeah, that's interesting, yeah, but still, we're in Monaco, a track where you see big gaps. There's only 1 point between 1st and last, which is pretty good, and obviously Praga is the big surprise there, down in 12th.
Absolutely. Having a look at the track then, we've got someone hoping for rain. Midnight saying, do it for Jersey, Ollie. Well, the man from Jersey is on pole position, and really he could do with a race win here on the streets of Monte Carlo, following on from his win at round 1. Skeeven saying, happy enough with that. I'm tragic at Monaco. I feel the same way, Skeeven. I'm tragic also at Monaco.
Yeah,
but it's a decent showing from the Haas boys. As you say, with that penalty to Westy, they will be 4th and 5th on the grid.
Yeah, exactly, and then maybe they could fancy a podium position if one of the guys ahead hits trouble, but it's a dry start anyway, so that's good to see. I didn't want a wet start, to be honest with you, Monaco, because that's been absolute carnage.
And you can see the front wings are ready. The only one that's not ready is the Mercedes one, so let's hope that they can get a front wing ready. They could need it, you never know. But I've got to say, JB, if there's any place you're going to lose your front wing, it's more than likely going to be here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, a lot of tracks don't know these when you hit a car, but around here, the barriers are so close to the middle, you're pushing so much. If you just turning that a little bit too early, that bit of wing will chip off. You know, in this game, if you get wing damage, it's really overpowered, and you'll lose seconds a lap. So you might as well pit when you get wing damage, because you're going to lose so much time if you stay out.
So we're on the formation lap here at Monaco, heading towards Saint-Devote, and one of the tracks here that is the most difficult to overtake around. Qualifying is crucial, and Flavel has taken 1 step closer to the race win. He's got to face 39 laps now to keep it out of the barriers and out of trouble altogether. Looking at the tyres then, the top 10 start on the soft tyres. Anyone outside the top 10 is starting on the mediums. We are expecting for the top 10 soft to mediums, and anyone outside of the top 10 mediums to softs. And well, Jamie, it's such a short lap here on the formation lap. We're seeing here the Grand Hotel hairpin, which will become a car park on lap 1. So watch out for the drivers. They could be caught out going into that corner there. But yeah, Jamie, it's such a short lap here. We don't get a lot of time to talk about our race sponsor.
Yeah, obviously, next ever racing. Obviously, as you may be aware, this season all 4 of our driver champions across the tiers will be getting a wheel stand free for next ever racing, free posters and everything. So that's good to see. And obviously, if you fancy some good sim racing gear yourself, check out their website. There's a link in the description. You put in the code 110 at checkout, you'll get a 10% discount.
Yeah, that's 1 spelled out, O-N-E, hub, 10 as in the number. It's a confusing code, but if we spell it out like that, it should be fine. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Follow the league on Twitter at OneHub Racing. You can follow me whilst you're there as well. It's at KSMCGF1. You can follow Jamie as well, which I believe is JamieMet92. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie?
Yes. Oh, Monaco, we've had no qualification for Nation lap. That's something. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Well, let's see what's going to happen here on the street of Monte Carlo. It's the one that everyone wants to win, the duel on the calendar, and it is here on the One Hub calendar, round number 6 in the Principality of Monaco. We are moments away then from the starting procedure here in Monaco, in that little millionaire's playground that we call the Monte Carlo track. And Flavel will be watching those lights in anticipation to signal the start of this race here. It seems like an age for the drivers here, especially at a track like Monaco, but it's 5 red lights. Round 6 is underway, and what are the starts like? Flavel struggles off the line. Look at Legend here, who gets a great start. Leon takes the lead, then down towards turn 1. We've got a Ferrari who's abandoning turn 1 altogether. They look like Coleman there, just stayed well out of trouble then, but they all make it cleanly through. Sander up then as we make our way over the rise and in towards turn 3 for the first time, in towards the casino section. Then Leon takes the lead, then Legend up to second. Flavel down to third. He did not get on the start well, but there's carnage up at the top of the hill then, coming down the hill. Absolute carnage at the top. Minty involved, Asahina. We've also got Praga who's around, and Jamie try and make some sense out of that one.
Oh, I think Minty and the colour man came together, and yeah, and obviously in Monaco, you had a car spinning around, there's nowhere to go, and all these guys, they're going to have wing damage and they're going to have to pit, and I'm not surprised no safety car, because look at all that debris that's going to be up that hill. Might be a few punches later on, so we've got to watch out. But yeah, Flavel had a terrible start, similar to Westy last week. He just got a load of wheel spin, and the two championship leaders took full advantage.
Yeah, you can see the massive gap between Coleman and then towards Slater. We should get the lap times up and the sector times up very, very shortly once they cross the line for the first time. But Coleman rather has a T-tray at the front of his car rather than a front wing. He will be coming into the pits then. Leon setting the fastest lap of the race, as you would, because he's been leading the first lap. Legend then in second, Flavel in third, Skeven fourth, Leroy fifth, Slater sixth, Westy seventh. Unknown is in 8th place, Coleman ninth, but it's all pitting. Lots and lots of drivers pitting in then. Praga,
was in the wall.
So we're just looking to see how many drivers are into the pits. It's 7 cars, no, 8 cars in the pits. 8 cars. Half the field is into the pits pretty much. That's how much of a hectic first lap it's been. But it's now all about keeping your composure and making sure you can get to the checkered flag. The 2 Haas's here are going to be battling away for positions. Skeven and Leroy as they make their way through the tunnel section and towards the Nouvelle chicane. Watch out for Flavel as well, coming in towards there, and it looks like there Skeven just sort of let his teammate by, knew not to battle him, so Leroy then moves up to 4th place. Meanwhile Flavel here right on Legend's tail then as they head their way in towards the swimming pool section and on towards Raskas then, really attacking that curb on the left hand side. But it is Leon who's leading once again then as Legend comes very, very close to the left hand side wall on the exit of Raskas. Skeven as well staying close to his teammate in Leroy ahead. Meanwhile Unknown chasing down Westy, but Westy then comes into the pits.
Westy had severe wing damage. Yeah, he stayed out, should have pitted really. He had severe wing damage and he wanted to avoid the double stack, but he lost a lot of time there, so we'll just see where he comes out. So we've had half the field have got wing damage on that one. That's not what we want to see, but Flavel, he's wanting to make ground Legend here, but yeah, he just can't really overtake it. He's got to pray for him to make a mistake, which around Monaco is very likely.
Head towards the Grand Hotel, hairpinning towards Mirabeau Bar, as it's actually called, not Mirabeau Dieu, as now we head in towards Portier, and still on the rear wing in that slipstream, there's really an overtaking place. Sergio Perez made an overtaking place back in 2013. It's the Nouvelle Chicane, but Flavel is just too far back there to have a go. Legend holds on to second place. And with these two battling, Leon is able to build up a lead. In fact, the gap is now 1.6 seconds to him and Legend as we now run in towards the swimming pool section for the third time in this race. As Flavel there, looked like the back end just sort of went away from him and he had to take the corner, well, I would say quote unquote properly, but not attack the curbs so much. And he came very close to the inside wall there of Anthony Nodes.
Yeah, so see when you're following cars close to Monaco, you just got to be wary where the brake, because if you're behind a slower car, that they will brake a bit earlier. So I think Flavel's got caught out there, but he's quicker. But where can he get his move done? Because Leon's pulling away as Skeeman's already got a penalty, which is not good for his race. As Wesley did actually come out ahead of Coleman, so staying out there did help, and it's on the hard tyres. So he maybe fancy going to the end of them tyres, but it's going to be a recovery job for him now.
Yeah, remember, Wesley probably stayed out because otherwise he would have had to double stack and he would have lost even more time. So that's why he stayed out, and as you say, he rejoined ahead of his teammate anyway. So good call from him. He's on the hard tyres, which should get him to the end of the race. And here is Flavel, as you say, getting very close to the inside of Legend. Then he's going to stick it up the inside of the Nouvelle Chicane, locks up to slow the car down, but it has put Legend off there. A little bit of contact between Flavel and Legend out of the Nouvelle Chicane. Unintentional, of course, if they head through to back. But now, as we head through Louis Chiron and down towards now, what is the swimming pool section, Flavel putting that pressure on, but look who's on the horizon. The two Haas's, the two American cars, headed by the Irishman, are on their way.
Yeah, they're really competitive today as Flavel. That Flavel Legend ran me also Ricciardo. Hamilton is Flavel can go down the inside of the Sandovot and you get the move done. Bit of contact, but gets the move job done. Second place.
Yeah, but the Haas is now trying to go up the inside as they now... all this contact between Leroy and Legend there. There's front wing damage is there to the racing point as Coleman finds himself out of the race.
Yeah,
I don't think...
at the end of the tunnel.
I don't think there's any damage to Legend's car then, but it might not really be so prominent on our vision. It can be damaged in other ways, so we'll have to see how his performance goes. But I don't think Legend will be too impressed with either Flavel or Leroy here, but they both made their way through and Legend's down to fourth.
No, yeah, it was a bit aggressive for Flavel, and obviously he was caught out there. And Leroy saw the opportunity there, went for it, and obviously a bit of contact, but I think they've all survived. As I've got to tell you that Dan, on my screens, in first place. You've got to tell me if he's racing somebody, you're going to have to tell me, because he's out of sync from my view.
Oh, he's currently in 10th place as he makes his way now down towards the Grand Hotel hairpin. Luckily, he's in sync on my screen, so that's great, because I'm streaming it, so that's probably the better one. That's probably the better option. If it was going to be desynced on one screen, I'd rather it be Jamie's, but I'll just tell you what's happening. Legend then making his way now up towards turn 1, in towards Sandovot to start lap number 6. Currently in 4th place, but Stephen there seems to have dropped back slightly in the second Haas car. Can't see any damage to that front wing. It just could be he's dropping back a little bit, focusing on his racing. Of course, here the drivers have to look after these tyres. It's all well and good trying to take them just before half race distance, but you have to keep a good close eye on them.
I tell you one guy's good position here, Unknown in 7th place, on them medium tyres, he's survived the carnage, he's in 7th place, he's got James Slater not far ahead, and obviously if anyone else had pit for wing damage, he might have sort of the gap where he come out on them soft tyres, and he may fancy a counter-attack towards the end of the race.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how he gets on then, as Unknown now will be chasing down Slater through the tunnel, down towards the Nouvelle Chicane, and Slater's one of those drivers who's quite consistent, but as you see here, currently in a race of his own, before Unknown shows up and tries to challenge him for 6th place. But if you can position the car, Jamie, you've got a good chance of defending, and narrow walls make defending the easier job. And Unknown clatters the wall on the left-hand side, all on his own, and he's got front wing damage. Jamie, what have you done?
Oh, I don't know, yeah, he's pushing that a little bit too hard. He's going to have pit now. Now, whoever will come out, I think he might come out ahead of Ashiana, I think, in 10th, 9th place. I think Westy will jump in because they've got a wing damage. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, but that's obviously last week he was unlucky, but that was all his own undoing today. As Chevel's slowly closing on the back of Leon, but Leon's got a big 3-second gap. That's going to be hard to close down.
Monte as well trying to close in on Clone as they head through the Nouvelle Chicane and in towards to back. As you can see here, Minty and Clone obviously getting those hard tyres, and well, Clone said, as our online is now out of this race. And I wonder where that's going to be, that sector 3.
I think he retired in the pits, because he had a speeding penalty, so I think he's pulled in the pits and retired.
And that's probably not the wisest thing to do. We're down to 15 runners, but obviously anything can happen here at Monaco, of all places. It's going to happen here, as Monte looks to close down Clone, who both got caught up in the first lap melee. Nothing they could have done. It's just absolute passengers as they head towards the incident, so they're now down on position. Flavel, though, from second place, comes into the pits then. I wonder if this is going to be going on to the hard tyres. What tyres are ready? Looks like the mediums are ready. So medium tyres for Flavel as he makes his way out of the pits. Surely he's going to make those tyres last at the end.
Yeah, he's going to come out behind Ulbricht, but we have a bit of clean air, but yeah, maybe he saw that gap and fancied an undercut, but yeah, that's a long way to go, 31, 32 laps, so that's brave, but he maybe thinks that he had to do that time, he can't win the race, so we'll see how that gap develops between Leon and Flavel, but I think Leon will stay out a few more laps. I don't think he'll look that unfazed about it yet.
Well, just to clarify that you may see some red wool tyres on Flavel's car, I can confirm that they are the yellow wool tyres of the mediums. He will be trying to get those to the end of the race. Meanwhile, we're running the board with Skeven here as he looks to try and close down on Legend as they head towards the Nouvelle chicane and then on towards to back. And already Monaco has claimed a few front wings. There's another one! Skeven into the wall. Oh my goodness, we're both cursing these drivers today as Legend now picks up a 3-second time penalty. Skeven, trying to push as hard as he can, has lopped off the other side of his front wing and will now have to come back to the pits.
The good thing for him, it's sort of in a pit window, so he can pit and sort of not lose that much time, but he's going to lose over 10 seconds with that wing change. But yeah, he should come out. He should come out in clean air though. I think he'll come out behind ahead of Westy, I believe. So yeah, he won't lose that much. But it's going hard tyres, interestingly. So a bit of a different strategy going on there. Prague, a bit of penalty. Obviously, he's having a miserable race so far. He's down in 11th place.
Still trying to close in on Clone as well. Slater, Westy into the pits.
Westy's got damage again, I think.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's been a great day for him so far. Lap 9, we still have. But for some of these drivers, I think they'll be looking at the lap counter and thinking, is it over yet? They've still got 31 laps left to run, Jamie.
Yeah, obviously the wing, these teams, the pair builds are very high at the moment. Obviously, there's so many wing changes. I think about 2/3 of the field have to change their wing already, but yeah, as you say, there's still hope. Don't give up yet. Safety car could happen. Westy comes out to the 13th place.
Yeah, it's very shy, isn't it? There's Lutonian there with his latest escapade across the Grand Hotel hairpin. Picks up a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, then race leader into the pits. Leroy joins him then. And Leon, his pit box is all the way towards the end of the pit lane. And Leroy's is right here. On go a set of medium tyres and away Leroy goes. Legends is also into the pits. Leon gets his way now out of the pit lane exit. That means Flavel will take second place. So the undercut has worked for him as he sets a new fastest lap of the race, a 1:12 there. As yeah, now a 2.1 second gap. So the undercut has worked for now. And let's see. So Leon's got to make his overtake on track if he can. But that does give Ulbricht the lead. Leading here, but only by 1.6 seconds. That is how far ahead Flavel, Leon are from the car here of Ulbricht. They're almost, pretty much over 23 seconds ahead. That's really how long the pit lane takes here, if you take into account how much time you lose on the exit of the pit lane and how much time you lose on the exit of turn 1 as well.
Yeah, because you have to take that really tight line. That does lose a lot of time because you have to go really slowly. That they can't take it can't take it near enough as quick as you can if you're on the proper racetrack. So yeah, obviously it'll be interesting. It might be a cork and bottle here, but this may allow Leon to close the gap if all he can't clear Ulbricht. Ulbricht's going to be staying out for quite a long time.
Well, we've got Flavel trying to close in on Ulbricht. Then he's got DRS as Flavel heading down towards turn 1 as he sets yet another fast lap of the race, a 1:12.1, as Ulbricht comes very close to the wall on the left hand side on entry in towards the turn 1 section.
He's got more wing damage.
Yeah, he's lost his entire front wing there, so once again the Renault in trouble as he'll have to make his way back towards the pit lane. He's still...
Jonas at Flavel too, that's interesting.
So Ulbricht then just lets the McLaren through just before the hairpin section. So Flavel then takes the lead here in Monaco. Albrecht goes down to second, but is yet to stop here in this race. And actually, as you say, Jamie, he's just letting these cars through. I think he realises, you know, I'm not battling you. I'm in my own race. I'm not going to lose time just trying to battle you here.
Yeah, but he sort of lost time because he sort of got the time. But I have to say, the gaps behind are quite big, so he might not lose a place. But yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, I couldn't tell the feeling. See, if you've got a quicker car howling around here, you can easily lose it. So yeah, his main focus is maximising this result today.
Monte and Clone still battling. They head now down towards Mirabeau. Towards now what is the Grand Hotel hairpin. So Monte has been staying close to the back of Cologne then. The battle for 12th place is still on then as they head in towards the other Mirabeau Bar, as they head now in towards Portier and into the tunnel section, riding on board once again with Minty. Z3 picks up a 3-second time penalty, currently running in 10th place. Meanwhile, Minty still closing in on the Toro Rosso ahead of him. Lovely helicopter camera here as Minty just misses the wall on the left-hand side, just on the exit of the Nouvelle chicane, but taps the wall on the exit of Tabac and loses that front wing on the right-hand side, and that's going to be less downforce for him. I wonder if he'll come back into the pits. Z3 is also into the pits. Minty getting very close to the back of Clone, but he decides to stay out on the hard tyres. So looking to just try and get this done, but Prague gets a 10-second virtual safety car deployed then. So a virtual safety car deployed, and Praga is out of the Monaco Grand Prix. Z3 currently in the pit lane, so that is going to help Leon and Flavel just wind down. And yeah, you can see there, that's massive for Praga. He did get himself a 10-second time penalty before, so I wonder if he lost a bit of front wing.
I think he's out of frustration. He just clouted that curb. He just cut the corner there, just trimming the wall like Van Dorn did that a few years ago in qualifying. So yeah, frustration there for Praga, and his sort of bad run continues.
We're back on the green flag racing then, not long for that VSC, and it is the first full course yellow scenario that we've seen this season, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, it didn't last that long. I think the virtual chassis game are a bit different to real life. It only lasted for a few corners. Yeah, see, not really anybody's pit window, so nobody really benefits from that. But yeah, maybe a chance to recharge the batteries, have an attacking the drivers.
Minty's still on the back of Clone here, but he now loses a bit of front wing. Again, Tabac is claiming all those front wings today, as it so often does. It's such a misleading corner as Minty still trying to close in on the back of Clone there. If he didn't already damage that front wing before, it might have been yellow before, it's probably orange now. Pretty much the same place, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his performance right now, Minty.
He's hit the wall again, yeah, he's hit the wall then coming out of his last source. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I think Clone's struggling. Does Clone have wing damage as well? He surely has to. No, he doesn't. So yeah, Clone's struggling for confidence around here. Minty, if he was ahead, he'd pull away, but yeah, he's getting ahead this year around here as Flavel sets yet another fastest lap. So that gap's staying similar though. It's staying steady on 2-second mark. So we want to keep an eye on later as Minty's dropped back a little bit now, so I wonder if he's got full battery, amazingly, so maybe he's just trying to save all his battery for one attack late on. But even if you do that, he's going to run out of road before you cut the corner, so I don't know how that's going to work for him.
Well, absolutely, and I'll just completely gloss over the moment where you called it La Source into turn 1. Belgium's a couple of weeks away, but anyway, we'll gloss over that, it's fine.
Totally different speeds of track, yeah.
Absolutely, Leon getting very close to the right-hand side wall on the entry into the Nouvelle chicane, and yet another penalty there for Leon as he tries to close down on Flavel, but Flavel has a lot of pace here in the streets of Monaco. And as you can see now, he makes his way towards Rascat, and he'll be soon starting lap number 15. Now, we're not expecting Flavel or Leon to come back into the pits, so at the moment they are racing to the flag, and Flavel has the upper hand as we now start the 15th lap here in Monte Carlo. Flavel leads then as Leon is in second, Albrecht in third, but he's yet to make his first stop of the race. Leroy running in fourth, Legend there in fifth with Skeven in sixth, Slater is in seventh place, Lutonian in eighth, Asahina in ninth, Westy running in 10th, Clone in 11th, Minty in 12th, Unknown in 13th, and Z3 currently running in 14th place. Praga, R Online and Coleman, all three of them out of the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned where Dan was, because I've got him like moving all the road. I'd ski and push him off at the final corner, but no, that didn't happen for sure. But yeah, good for that. Yeah, as you see, there's not many gaps at the moment. So as Z3, I believe he's gone off at the tunnel, but he's got back up to speed again.
No, he was just getting out of the way of a lead car there, so he just had to get out of the way of the tunnel.
I saw the yellow flag and saw him going slowly, so that might have been an incident. Yeah.
Meanwhile, then Minty does come into the pits. What I'm assuming he's going to change that front wing if the Red Bull team have that front wing ready, which they do. So this is going to be a stop now. Yeah, medium tyres kind of has to be now towards the end of this race.
He's going to lose a place. He's going to be close to C3, but it's going to be tight this. The Red Bull pit lane's a long way back.
Leon's in. Then. So with 15 laps to go, Leon comes in. I wonder if this is front wing damage then for the Williams driver. There is a front wing ready for the Williams team, and they get to work on the car. And is there a front wing ready? I don't think there was actually. No, there wasn't.
There's a hole. I reckon if it's not animated in the pit stop. But Skeelin's in, so yeah, the wings are falling like crazy today.
They are indeed. Skeeven then comes into the pits. No front wing change for the Haas driver, as he'll now make his way out of the pit lane. Meanwhile, that's going to hand Slater up to 6th place, and this shows you what it means to just keep it out of the wall. Slater now makes his way up to 6th, and Leroy's closing in on Albrecht.
Yeah, Leroy's in the next 2nd place at the moment, because Jonas will pit very short. And will Albrecht do the same thing he's doing all race? We let his car through, or will he fight him? Yeah, I
think he's going to go for the former if Leroy gets in enough of the slipstream, as Albrecht there picks up a 3-second time from there. Z3 getting well out of the way then on the exit of the Nouvelle Chicane on entry into back. He's got to be careful where he lets cars through. That is one horrible thing as a back marker. You're not sure where to actually pull over to the side and let the other car through because it is so narrow. But here is riding on board with Leroy as he now heads through the final corner, chasing down Albrecht then. But you know what? Albrecht's not exactly getting out of the way. Of course, this is 4th position as we now head up towards Saint-Devot. Albrecht is under no obligation to give this position to Leroy just because they're on different strategies. Albrecht can battle if he wants to. It's just that Flavel and Leon managed to find an easier time through than probably what Leroy's finding right now.
Yeah, he's approached his pit window, so I think what he wants to do, he doesn't want to lose too much time here. So if he lets the guy through, he's going to lose 2 seconds. So, I thought he's going to fancy move there into the hairpin, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, that was definitely a better thought that he didn't go for it. Meanwhile, Westy closing in on Asahina as they head towards turn 1. This is for 8th place. Westy goes to the outside. It's going to be very tight there for Westy. How on earth did he not get any damage from that one? Asahina trying to shut the door as much as he can. He's still left just about enough room there on the outside, heading towards turn 1, as Leroy still trying to hold on. Trying to close in on Albrecht ahead. Westy trying to attack for 7th place right now. He needs this for a good championship battle. He needs as many points as possible. Here is Leroy then heading into Raskas for the 18th time, making his way down through the final corner. Meanwhile, Unknown and Clone are battling away. Oh, there's contact between them through Casino. And somehow Lutonian made his way through there. There was contact between Clone and Unknown there. Not quite sure what happened. We joined that one late.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that because I wouldn't have seen that because he was decent. But Leroy has got through there. Jonas has got a tail breaks out the final corner, and Leroy's full advantage. He's up to 2nd place, and Minty's out the race. Maybe a consequence of what happened there.
I think, yeah, he's lost it completely there. That is through the swimming pool section, almost a Nico Rosberg-esque move of the early 2010s. So he finds himself now out of this race. We're now down to 13 runners here on the streets of Monte Carlo. Westy once again looking for a move then down towards turn 1. Yellow flags in sector 2. That could be back markers though, as the yellow flags are quickly cleared away. But Westy has got a better run up through turn 1. He is a lot quicker now.
He's pushing through it, yeah, but he's just got to get a good exit here and just sing it down the inside, because you know actually he does race aggressively. It doesn't matter who's racing, he's not going to let Kai through.
He's got Skeeven now joining the fray as we head now towards the hairpin and then on towards Mirabeau Bar. You can see here Westy almost tagging the back of the runner there, giving them the hurry up as we head now in towards Portier and in towards the tunnel section, and overtaking it is so tricky. 21 laps to go still here. Flavel leads from Leroy, who's now in 2nd. Westy looking for something there. Asahina rides the curbs there, and that catches Westy out on the exit there. He has to slow down, almost called out Skeven as well. Both drivers behind did really well in avoiding contact and damage there, but Asahina is under pressure here.
Very lucky, he was very lucky there. That curve, we've seen it in real life, that curve can fire into the wall. He was very lucky there, Shiana, and he's just a sitting duck at the moment, but he gets good exits, and Wesley gets a terrible exit there, and that might allow Skevan the opportunity to turn one, but he's on the outside, that's not the place to be.
No, not down in towards turn one, absolutely not. Still 21 laps to go here with Flavel leading, Leroy second, Albrecht in third, but he is yet to stop. That's the top three so far. Westy really putting the pressure on Asahina now as we head in towards that casino section. Still right on the back of this Renault here, heading now down the hill in towards Mirabeau Hill. As we now head towards the hairpin here, right on the back of that rear wing. You can see there, down in second gear, refused to go down to first, did Westy. Now heading in towards Portier, and now on towards the tunnel section. And again, the rear end of Westy seems to be eluding him at the moment as we now head down towards the Nouveau chicane. No, he can't go for it, he's too far back. You really have to be pretty much alongside the car ahead if you want to make a move at the Nouvelle chicane. In towards to back we go, and all this is doing is compounding Westy and Skeven's times here.
He's 20 seconds, the car ahead is, so yeah, he's just it's like a pit stop almost. Slaterson's got 3 pit stops on these guys, so yeah, he's got to get past the sharp edge.
This could be a move here. He's got a much better exit out of turn one, has Westy, but nowhere to put the car. He tries around the outside of turn one. There's front wing damage as Skeven runs into the back of the Ferrari as well. Now heading up the hill through Beau Rivage. Nowhere to go for Westy then as we head towards that casino section now. We're in towards turn 3. Unknown has retired then from the Monaco Grand Prix. Westy still looking for a move then down the inside in towards the Mirabeau section there, and again Asahina is defending hard.
Yeah, this is a consequence. Obviously, Westy getting that penalty in qualifying because he put him in 8th place. They put him right in the centre place, that lap 1 carnage, and I think that was a bit naughty from Ashiano in turn 1. I think Westy was entitled to win on the outside.
We'll have to see then as we head now down towards the Nouvelle chicane. And you can see there so much pressure on the Renault ahead. He's on 18 lap old hard tyres, trying to make them last at the end of the race. They have much less grip than these medium tyres that Westy's got at the moment, heading out into the swimming pool section and then on towards Rascasse. And again, can't quite try a Charles Leclerc in towards the Rascasse section there by chucking it up the inside. I'm sure he thought about it then. DRS open then as they head towards the start finish line. He has got a good chance, but where can he put the car? He puts it on the outside then for turn 1. A little bit of contact between them as just about Westy keeps it out of the wall, but that gives Skeven an opportunity up Beau Rivage then to... Oh, there's contact between them! Skeven and Westy come together, going up the hill, and those looked a bit to me like 6 of one, half of the other. But
yeah,
at the moment, both of them still in this race for now, but major front wing damage to both cars.
Yeah, that was just, you know, just obviously Skeven had the run and Westy was, you know, it was just the race he was doing. But yeah, I'm not too impressed by Ashan in turn 1. I think he's not giving enough room there, and that was what sort of caused it really, because it's got squeezed into the wall on that rather poor exit, and obviously that's Westy and Skeven's race is done for. They have to pit again, but quite fortunately for them, there's a 30-second gap to the car behind. So they're not going to lose the place, but they're going to lose time to Ashiano, who's got to pit again.
Well, Leon right on the back of Legend here, as we saw. Leon got a bit of front wing damage, had to come in to replace that front wing and put on a new set of tyres. Now he's got Legend ahead of him as we now head in towards Mirabeau Bar and now in towards Portier here. Still on that rear wing, we've got a car up ahead as well. We've got Leon, then Legend, then it's Albrecht ahead of them. And I believe we've got a back marker ahead of them. And oh, it's the retired car of Unknown. That's why I was seeing a car ahead. He will run as a ghost car, so the cars here should just be able to phase through him. Albrecht here, look at this, struggling on those tyres now as both cars are coming up behind. I wonder actually, does Albrecht have a little bit of front wing damage as we now head in towards Rascasse then? He pulls over to the right hand side. He does have front wing damage and he comes into the pits then And on will go a set of soft tyres, maybe a bit earlier than he maybe
Slater.
would have liked. Meanwhile, then Leon heading his way now down towards turn 1, and Skeven was coming out of the pit lane. So Leon, who wanted to try and move down into turn 1, it just couldn't do it. And that's the oddity of the pit lane here at Monaco, is that you just can't go down the inside when there's someone emerging from the pit lane.
Yeah, obviously, I've seen that. I've seen that. If you have a race a few times, where I've come down that straight, and I've seen the car come out. It's really scary when you see it, as Leon wasn't there between the Toro Rosso and Ubert coming out. So yeah, that wasn't ideal, because that was his chance. I think that was his opportunity, and it sort of went away.
Yeah, through no fault of either driver, it just went away as Skeven was coming out of the pits. Of course, he's entitled to come out of the pits. Leon here has a really good run on Legend then as we head now down towards the Nouvelle Chicane. Is he close enough? No, he doesn't think so, as we now make our way through that Nouvelle Chicane. They've also got the Haas car. I believe that is of Skeven, who's lost a bit of front wing in the background again. But Leon still running very close to the racing point as they head in towards the swimming pool section. You can see how much more confident Leon is on these tyres. Of course, they are fresher tyres. 14 lap. Oh no, Leon's tapped the wall and he's around, and there's nowhere for the Haas to go, but he has to just wait painfully. As now, where does Leon go? Well, he has to reverse it now and then do an Austin Powers there as he now gets underway once again. But that will be no wing damage, of course. But well, I'm afraid to say it, Leon, but that's on the stream, and that will go down in history, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But he hasn't actually lost the place, amazingly. Well, he's lost a lot of time, but yeah, yeah, that was just. I think that wall can catch you out, but yeah, the driver Leon's skill it is a bit embarrassing, but at least he didn't get damage. That's one positive.
There is Flavel then leading here at Monaco as he makes his way now in towards Raskas and then on towards the final corner of Anthony Nose. He's got a 12.2 second lead ahead of Leroy as he now makes his way to start lap 25. We have 15 laps to go here on the streets of Monte Carlo. Lutonian into the pits then, and for a debut here for Toro Rosso, it's been okay. He's now into the pits though. What will be another front wing replacement for the Toro Rosso boys?
Yeah, you got to tell me where he comes out, because I've got him down in 13th, so I don't know where he is in their race. But yeah, obviously, I think his old team are happy with the driver got to replace him anyway.
Well, there goes Skeven through. Lutonian comes out of the pit lane, so Skeven moves up to 9th place. Lutonian should come out in a comfortable 10th place. And let's see if he can just keep it out of the walls to the end of the race. Leon into the pits again. Championship leader into the pits, and I think here not only is it going to be a front wing change, but this could be soft tyres now to the end of this race. There's another set of mediums ready though.
Then go for the fastest lap maybe. No, it's medium, so if you don't fancy quite a lengthy pit stop.
Yeah, to change that front wing.
They used the 6 lap old mediums going on, so he's got to use tyres now, so he's got no fresh mediums left, so that's interesting.
Well, at least they were fresher by a couple of laps, so they still should get him to the end of the race. It's not the end of the world for Leon, but he probably thought in the back of his head, maybe the softs won't get me to the end, as he now makes his way and flying through Massenet in towards the casino section. In 6th place at the moment, our championship leader, as he heads now down the hill. Let's have a look at the the fast lap of the race so far. It is currently with Leon. Of course, with one hub rules, you score a point for the fastest lap inside of the top 10, and you'll score a point for the fastest lap outside of the top 10, provided you make it to the checkered flag. So at the moment, that is Leon, who's currently running in 6th place, and outside of the top 10, that looks to me like it is unknown in 13th place.
Albrecht is gaining a lot on Slater here. He's really on the back of him now for 4th place.
So this is Albrecht in, who is on the soft tyres as we now make our way towards turn 1, and still right on the back now of that Red Bull as we head up the hill. Slater has really just kept himself to himself, currently running in 4th place. He's let all that drama happen around him. Now he's going to be involved in this battle then as we head in towards Casino, down the hill towards Mirabeau.
Leon's in the pits again.
I think that could be him maybe picking the wrong tyres, or the team put on the wrong tyres, because what I expected was this soft tyres going on to the Williams, and there's another front wing change, so he's hit the wall again.
Yeah, you think of Williams run out, obviously when we were live, Williams is shopping for spare parts, you know, moving out with it. Wins is Jonas, what's happened on the tunnel, see on Monte Schumacher, that did not work for him. He's going to go down the inside here. West, this is James Slater gave a lot of room there, and that's a good move for Jonas up to 4th place.
Yeah, made that move happen, did Albrecht, and he now moves himself up to 4th place on a set of those soft tyres as he makes his way now through the swimming pool section. 13 laps to go here on the streets of Monte Carlo, and Flavel is leading by quite some distance. Let's have a look at the positions gained here. Well, Albrecht, well, up 9 positions from his starting position. What a drive from him so far. A big shout out as well to Asahina, currently in 6th place. 8 positions gain, and he's on 25 lap old hard tyres that he's looking to try and get to the end of the race.
If I was him, I'd have pitted, because he'd have come out ahead of Westy, but now it's going to be tight. I'd pit if I was him right now, on softs.
Well, let's see if he can hear you through the street then, as he makes his way now in towards the final corner of Raskas.
He's got blue flag, it's going to help.
Yeah, he got blue flag there, and well, maybe his plan. Oh, Flavel gets a little bit tail happy on the exit of the final corner, but he does have DRS, which will help him slightly down towards turn 1, and he's able to hold on then of that lap position of Asahina. So now Flavel has lapped up to 6th place in this race. That is how well this race is going for the McLaren driver right now.
Yeah, and I think that's how far it's going to go, because the next guy is a long way ahead. But yeah, lapping the top 6, that's impressive.
Absolutely,
Obviously, it was helped by the carnage in lap 1, but yeah, still impressive.
Lutonian now into the top 10, 1.4 behind Skeven, who's currently running in 9th place. We've got Legend here, who's in 3rd, so it looks a bit like Skeven wants to try and get past Legend here. Of course, he is entitled to, but he just sort of backs out of it. I wonder actually, does the Haas have damage? No, he's just realised he's in the dirty air, so he's going to have a little bit less grip through Matinee and Casino, but he's not exactly falling away from the racing point ahead.
No, you have to say, Legend struggle for pace, but this is what you can do, struggle for pace. You've got to maximise the result. He's going to get a podium at the moment. That's going to be good for him. That's going to be key with Leon struggling today.
Well, Albrecht here, 13 seconds with 12 laps to go. Never say never. There could be an opportunity for Albrecht here. You just never know. Could he try and grab a late podium? Slater then in 5th place as well. Asahina there in 6th, but he's 30 seconds behind Slater as he taps the wall on the exit of turn 1, but keeps his front wing intact. Leon 1:11.0 from the Williams driver, and at the moment has that fastest lap of the race. I mean, he's got Leroy ahead of him. Now, if you're Leroy here and you've got Leon behind you, yes, he's a lap down, but surely there's a case, Jamie, of just letting Leon through. He's faster, he's on faster tyres.
Yeah, you don't want it. He's got a comfortable gap to car behind, and he's not really fighting for the win. So if I was him, I'd just let him go, and just because you're going to see that red arrow all around here, and that's going to might distract him. So if I was him, I'd just maybe ease off down here and let him go. But we'll see what happens.
Well, he's now in the slipstream, and Leroy here. What will he do through the tunnel down towards the Nouvelle chicane? And I think he's going to hold his line here. So Leon here will not find that way past as easily as he may have thought. And no, Leroy is getting on with his race.
I think Leon might have had to. I remember Verstappen this a few years ago. He's going to trail the back of Leroy, and that will let him gain on the back of Ashiana for 6th place. He might have to do that, Leon. You saw Verstappen do that a few years ago in Toro Rosso. So he's hit the wall again.
That is Leon then in the wall once again. So
yeah.
So he's really pushing as hard as he possibly can. Does he have any damage to the front wing? Oh, he taps the wall on the exit of turn 1 again. Front wing looks intact for now, but 10 laps to go here, and Leon is currently running in 7th place. Yeah, West is 6.7 behind. Meanwhile, Lutonian is right on the back of Skeven then as we head now in towards turn 1. They're both behind the 3rd place car of Legend, so Skeven and Lutonian are a lap down on Legend, but they're keeping up with him. Lutonian's going to go up the inside of Massine, trying to hold it on the inside here. The Haas gives him room. He's on the outside of Casino, and he somehow makes it stick. What a move from Lutonian round the outside of Casino. I think Skeven let him have it in the end, but man, that was brave from Lutonian.
Yeah, I saw Skeven's car moving, jolting. I think what was jolting for, but yeah, good. I didn't see it, but I can't wait to watch that back. We'll see. And will Lutonian fancy run at Legend here?
Well, I wonder as we head now down towards the Nouvelle chicane. What he doesn't want to do is throw away that really good move for 9th place. That was for position. This isn't. So it's going to be it's a tough one to call for Lutonian. Does he try and overtake and then just risk getting blue flagged again, or should he just stay behind the racing point? Because at the moment the racing point has got decent pace.
Yeah, and in that, I know that we missed that, the Legend picked up time penalty, which would become crucial with Ulbricht getting to the ground on him. I don't know what Ulbricht's penalty situation is, but Ulbricht may fancy a podium tonight.
Riding on board with Skeevan, then as he makes his way up towards turn 1, and fair play to Skeevan, he gave Lutonian that room, he knew he was there, and well, he did back out at turn 4, and Ulbricht is in then from 4th place. So
as well.
What's happened here? Oh, it's a new set of soft tyres. I think he couldn't have made those to the end. That's what he was thinking. But he now goes back out on a fresh Slater in as well. He's going on to a set of soft tyres. You know what? They've seen the gap to Asahina. Slater has anyway. He's now going to rejoin in a set of soft tyres, and he's going to try and go for the fastest lap of the race inside the top 10. So he might have seen Ulbricht come in. So that has saved Ulbricht's bacon a little bit here. So he does rejoin in a comfortable 4th place. Slater will rejoin in 5th place. And Leon's out! Leon out of the Monaco Grand Prix. And that's at the casino section. He's gone straight on into the wall. So the Williams, the championship leader, out of the Monaco Grand Prix.
2 races to go, no point check. I can imagine he's hit the wall and it just threw him into the barrier there. But yeah, he didn't best the race, you have to say. He's in the pits a lot. He's shown good pace when he's kept his wing on, but yeah, not a good race for him tonight. Not good race for Williams either, no points for Williams, and that might open the up a little bit. I don't know, Ferrari out having a great race either, to be fair.
Here's a move from Skeevan, he's going to try and go round the outside at turn 1 on Lutonian. They both give each other room just about there. A little bit of contact out of turn 1, but Lutonian holds on then as they go up the hill. Importantly, they're both past Legend. Here goes Skeevan now round the outside. A little bit of contact there up the inside at Casino this time, and it is Skeevan who has the move done then, as he now makes his way now through Mirabeau and up to 8th place. Lutonian there, I think has he front wing damage on the right hand side? Quite hard to tell from this angle. No, he doesn't. So there's just a little bit of contact between them. They've just got to be careful that battle doesn't boil over.
No, yeah, exactly. I think Legend, he realised 2 cars behind pitted and he thought, oh, just let him go. You know, he's got a huge gap to Jonas behind. And he's supposed to come on, claim these 15 points.
Well, so your top 10 so far, or might as well run through the entire order. It is Flavel who leads then by 11.1 from Leroy in 2nd place. It's Legend in 3rd, Ulbricht 4th, Slater 5th, Asahina in 6th, Westy 7th, Skeevan in 8th, Lutonian in 9th. Z3 rounds out the top 10 right now with Cologne in 11th and Unknown, who is a ghost car running around. So we actually have 11 runners here. And if Lutonian hits the wall on the exit of Anthony Noakes, there goes a bit of his front wing. And he might have to pit again. He might just say, you know what, I'll go to the end.
He's got 11 seconds. The race,
yeah, he's got 11 seconds on Z3 behind him, so he might just think, I'll stay out instead. This could prompt him though to go onto a set of soft tyres and see if he can go for a fastest lap inside or outside the top 10. At the moment, it's only Cologne who's outside of the top 10 as he now lets that is the Alfa Romeo.
James Slater's on a bit left here. We'll see if he gets the fastest lap.
Well, I just want to have a check at what the position changes are. As you can see there, Leroy's up 3 places, Ulbricht up 9, Slater up 1, Asahina up 8, Westy, even though it's been quite a difficult race for him, he's up 1 position, Skeevan down 4, Lutonian up 6, Z3 has held his ground, Cologne up 6 in the finishes there, and then of course the non-finishes, of course they would be down positions. Leroy into the pits then, so this could be fastest lap of the race move. Yellow flags in sector 3 right now, and he's got plenty of time on Legend behind him. Legend's just going through the swimming pool section now. As you can see, the barriers there, the damaged barriers of where Leon crashed out. Leroy heading to the end of pit lane then, as Westy picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Leroy should rejoin easily ahead of Legend behind him. So now he'll try and go for the fastest lap of the race. He's now half a minute behind Flavel.
Yeah, but it's a comfortable gap though, so you're going to push and he should get the fastest lap, you believe. As Zashiana still hasn't pitted, which I'm amazed by. I'm amazed he hasn't pitted yet. He's just losing so much time on these tyres now.
Well, actually, he has stopped. He stopped once very early on. He's actually trying to make these hard tyres last to the end of the race. Of course, he got caught up very early on. So these are the hard tyres that he's going to try and get to the end of this race. He's got 13 seconds ahead of Westy right now. So the gap's okay with around about 5 laps to go as the Haas here of Skeevan just lets Lutonian through. Flavel comes in. He's probably seeing Leroy come into the pits and sort of trying to cover him off or trying to get that extra bonus point for fastest lap inside the top 10. And away he goes then. So he'll have plenty of time on Leroy there. And what this does is when drivers try and go for the fast lap, especially around a track like Monaco, we've seen in qualifying alone, where drivers were getting it wrong. This just mounts up the pressure here, and it could end in tears for one of these two right now. Legend in third, though.
Remember in Baku, Wesley did this on the final lap and he got wind damage caught the pits. So yeah, it does ramp up the pressure, but these guys, I think they want these points so badly. Obviously with Leon out the race, so Flavel can gain 26 points, which would be huge. That'll put him right back in contention again.
Skeevens into the pits then, as Z3 then moves up to 9th place, but it is Flavel who still leads then. Leroy heading in towards the hairpin and then in towards Mirabeau Bar. So Clone then moves now up into the top 10 thanks to Skeven pitting. There he goes then up towards turn 1. So Clone now into the top 10. But he'll have Skeven behind him, who's on the soft tyres then. Leroy wants to try and chase down Flavel. I wonder actually, he is closing on Flavel ahead. 7.2 is the gap right now. It was about 6.9. But Flavel here will be starting his fast lap here.
That car might affect him here, Leroy.
Well, let's see what Leroy can do then in towards Raskas and then towards the final corner. He will get DRS as Westy will move straight out of the way on towards the start finish line. Let's see what he can do. It's not the fast lap of the race, it's a 1:11.4. Yellow flags in sector 3.
It's quick enough though, because the fastest lap is Leon and he's out the race. It's the quickest lap in top 10, so at the moment he's going to get the point.
Well, here is Flavel then down the hill in towards Mirabeau.
Half a second up.
Half a second up on his own time then. In towards the hairpin he goes, then it's down the hill through Mirabeau Bar, and then in towards Portier, and into the tunnel, riding on board then as he heads through the tunnel. Of course your eyes have to adjust once in the tunnel, where it's a bit darker through here, and then once outside of the tunnel. You can see there how quick it is to focus down there, and Flavel coming very close to the left hand side wall. This looks a really quick lap. It's been smooth throughout as we head now through to back. He's got to be careful of that wall to the right hand side now, in towards Louis Chiron, now in towards the swimming pool section. Look how hooked up this car is then as we head now in towards Raskas, and now on towards the final corner through Anthony Nose and on towards the start finish rate. This could be a 1:10 lap here. He's got the slipstream of Asahina as well up ahead, and it is a 1:10 lap. 1:10.6 from Flavel. I can't see that lap time being beaten.
No, that lap car was perfect. It came at the right opportunity. It came not too early, not too late, and that helped him a lot there. That lap was very difficult to beat. I think if anyone beats that, I'm going to give him the driver of the day.
You heard it here first then, 3 laps to go. If you get fastest lap with a 1:10.5 even, you get yourself driver of the day. Well, if there's any driver who can try and beat it.
Not if Ollie beats it, but if anyone else beats it, yeah.
There's bias in the commentary box, I don't believe it. Anyway, Skeven's right on the back of Clone then as they make their way down the start finish straight. Clone defending the inside, is he? Well, it's a bit of a mix of defending and sort of have your way through. He is defending this position then up the hill then, but Skeven around the outside at turn 1, put all the faith in Clone there, and as they head up the hill then, Skeven gets that 10th place away from the Toro Rosso of Clone.
That's a good move today, Skeven, I have to say. He struggled a bit with instance, but he made some really good moves, and maybe he fancies chances at tracks where there's a bit less weight, less damage possibilities. But yeah, Skeven, he won't put out far for the rest of the season.
Well, 2 laps to go then, and the man from Jersey, Flavel, leads on the street of Monte Carlo, and that gap now between him and Leroy is only extending further and further. The gap is now 8.9 seconds now as Flavel makes his way through Casino and then down the hill then towards Mirabeau at the top of the hill here, if you like. Of course, there's 2 Mirabeaus. And what does this mean for the standings? Well, as it stands then, Flavel will be scoring 26 points. That will take him only 5 points behind Leon when we head to Canada.
Yeah, game on at the moment. Yeah, obviously Flavel, you might be ruined what happened in Spain, because even I wish he was in Spain to be in the championship, but a long way to go. And Flavel, he won in Australia, and he's looking very likely to win here. I'm not going to say he's won yet because there's still a lot to go.
In fact, actually, I'm just lamenting my poor math skills, actually, because what's actually going to happen is that Flavel, if he finishes in this position with the fastest lap, he's actually going to take the lead of the championship into Canada by 4 points. So that's my terrible maths on display. But Flavel then heads towards the start-finish line. He'll start the final lap here at Monte Carlo in the lead. There's just over 2 kilometres to go for Flavel. and up the hill he goes to try and claim a victory on the streets of Monaco. He won the first round of the season at Australia. He's had 2 podiums this season so far, and he's looking to try and make it his second win of the season. And what a win to get at Monte Carlo. He's got the hairpin here to deal with, Mirabeau Bar. He'll have the tunnel, Nouvelle chicane to back as well. One more time through the swimming pool section, Raskas, and then towards Anthony Nose to finally see that checkered flag. Here he goes then through the tunnel and then down towards the Nouvelle chicane. He currently does have the fastest lap inside of the top 10. And at the moment, if Clone finishes outside of the top 10, he'll get the point anyway for the fastest lap. We're riding on board then with Flavel, heading through to back, through in towards now the swimming pool section, as we now head down towards Raskas for the final time. The man from Jersey here, who hasn't won since Australia in the McLaren, heads through Anthony Nogues, and it is Flavel who will win here on the streets of Monte Carlo. Flavel, the man from Jersey, wins in Monaco, and a fantastic drive from him. Leroy, meanwhile, in second place, will take a podium on his debut. A great race from Leroy. Fantastic stuff from the Haas team there to get that car in second place. But meanwhile, Legend and Albrecht battling away now for third place. Who will get the final step on that podium as we head now towards Raskas? Legend defends the inside line. Albrecht runs a little bit deep into the corner. Now as we head in towards Anthony Nogues, and it looks like Legend's got the run towards the line. What are these penalties like for these two then as we head towards the line? They stay where they are. In fact, Albrecht picked up another penalty somewhere out there. So Legend holds on to third place. Albrecht in fourth place. Meanwhile, Slater then making his way around the final corner. Fifth place for the Red Bull driver. That's a great drive from him as he heads towards the line to claim some very valuable points for Red Bull. But your winner today, the man from Jersey, Ollie, takes his second win of the season.
Yeah, superb drive, dominant drive, I have to say. He had a bad start, but that early pit stop, he gained a lot of time on the undercut, and that was a controlled drive from the Jersey man. I was impressed by Leroy in second as well, you have to say. He did quite well. He moved up the field, kept out of trouble, and 18 points come his way in his rookie race.
Absolutely, and what a place to make your debut. But he didn't let that pressure get to him, did he? Got at second place on this Monaco Grand Prix. But the headline here is Flavel dominates the Monaco Grand Prix and takes his second win of the season. Legend, meanwhile, takes his third podium of the season as well. But your unofficial results of the Monaco Grand Prix: Flavel takes the win with Leroy in second, Legend in third, Albrecht in fourth with Slater in fifth, Asahina in sixth with Wesley seventh, Lutonian in eighth, Clone in ninth, and Skeven rounding out the top 10. Z3 there in 11th place, who did make it to the line and who will get a point for that fast lap outside of the top 10. Non-finishers: Unknown, Leon, Minty, Praga, R Online and Coleman, all not making it to the checkered flag. The headline here from the Monaco Grand Prix is your new championship leader, Ollie Flavel, the man from Jersey, leads the championship by 4 points. And now it's time, Jamie, to pick your driver of the day.
Well, I'm going to go with the rookie Leroy. I have to say I was impressed by his drive. Second place, fifth on the grid. He showed great maturity, and he's my driver then on pick for this week.
And again, my one's going to be a pretty difficult one. I mean, Albrecht had a fantastic race, up 9 positions, but winning from pole position from the Monaco Grand Prix takes some doing and takes some nerve. So my driver of the day goes to Ollie Flavel, dominant from the start, and he now takes the lead of the championship. Well then, there weren't many overtakes, or there shouldn't have been many overtakes, but my goodness, did we see a good race today. Yeah,
by Monaco, so that was excellent. And let's not forget Legend. He's closed the gap as well. He's got an important third place there, and he's only going to be about 10 points behind the championship lead. So coming out of here, we've got a three-way battle for the championship.
Absolutely. And do you agree with our driver of the day decisions? Well, you can vote then on Twitter tomorrow. Those two choices will be available to vote on tomorrow on OneHub's Twitter. It's at OneHub Racing. You can follow me on Twitter if you're there as well. It's at KSMCGF1. You can follow Jamie there at JamieMet92. And don't forget to follow our sponsor Next Level Racing on Twitter. It's at NextLVL Racing. Well, Jamie, next week it's Canada, and Flavel will be going there for the second time this season as the championship leader. Can he maybe this time hold on for more than one race?
It'll be interesting. Obviously, a totally different type of track, Canada. That's high speed, but still the slow corners. So I think we've seen Fravel. He's won at 2 street tracks already this season. He's won it here and won at Australia. Maybe fancy making it a 3rd in Canada.
And hopefully you'll join us there as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel down below and make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we go live. Now go join Alex for the final race of tonight at the Prestige Tier, which is live right now. You can catch the race as they're going into it very, very shortly. But from us here, from myself and Jamie, thank you very much for watching tonight, and we hope you had a good stream. We hope to see you next week. Until next time, I've been Kieran McGinley.
I've been doing Metcalf.
Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.